The Airports Authority of Trinidad and Tobago is assuring all passengers that COVID-19 measures have been heightened and continues to be an important tool to mitigate the spread of the virus. And in the event that the borders are fully reopened, it says it is ready and waiting for any eventuality. This is what is seen by immigration officials at the Tobago departure gate, the temperature of travelers being checked in for their flights. But even prior to this, temperature checks are done at the entrance to the airport, along with the mandatory hand sanitizing stations, which are placed throughout the building. Deputy General Manager of Operations Kurt Minal says the authority has in its possession electrostatic foggers, which are used to sanitize areas regularly.
We are constantly reviewing our equipment, our processes. So for example, the electrostatic foggers, initially we did not have them, but then we realized the requirement for them. And yes, we do purchase those things which are required based on the projected traffic. So what we're doing is scenario planning.
Mr. Minal says the airport constantly reassesses its measures and assures that it is in line with international standards.
The Airports Authority's health and safety protocols for the mitigation of COVID-19 were recognized by ACI and ICAO through the Airport Health Accreditation Program. And as part of that, we provide continuous quality control where we have to ensure that we check everything that we do, because at the end of the year, ACI and IQ will be coming back to recertify, and we have to assure them that the measures remain focused and constant.
He adds that the electrostatic foggers were procured by the Airports Authority after new strains of the virus were detected. This, he says, is used in combination with manual disinfecting at the terminals and at immigration.
On a shift of workers, for example, immigration, we would do, after every shift, we use our electrostatic foggers, our manual disinfecting to ensure compliance. Coming out of that, there was a test done by the Ministry of Health Infection Control Department to determine the efficacy of our disinfecting procedures, and we passed that with flying colors. So we're very confident in the measures that we have put in place.
And whenever the decision is taken to open the borders, Mr. Minal says the Airports Authority would be in a state of readiness.
We have everything in place. We have the operational readiness assessments that are ongoing and continuous. So we're constantly monitoring our facilities, we're monitoring the readiness and the preparedness of all of our stakeholders, because it's not just the Airports Authority. We have to ensure that the airlines, the ground handlers, the concessionaires, the food and beverage concessionaires, everybody's ready. So we have constant meetings with all of our stakeholders to apprise them of our plans and to ensure that all plans are harmonized.
He notes that although the Airports Authority would be ready, there may not be international flights until at least a few weeks following an announcement by government.
So when the government does make the announcement, the airlines would kick in their mechanisms. So as an example, they require approximately 6 weeks before they could actually put a flight on a route. So they would need an opportunity to upload it to their systems, to advertise, etc., to do their marketing. But the Airports Authority would be ready to receive the airlines, to receive the returning nationals. And again, because of the testing that we have been doing over the last 12 months, bringing the repatriation flights through and then coordinating them, that has caused us to be in a heightened state of readiness.
Meanwhile, Mr. Minal says the Airports Authority continues to work with the Immigration Division to ensure that there is an adequate number of immigration officers available. His statement comes after several immigration officials at the airport tested positive for COVID-19.
We were not adversely impacted because they augmented their shifts with officers. So we were not, the flights themselves, the operations were not adversely impacted. Where we came in as an Airports Authority was to support them in sanitization and disinfection, as usual, which is normal for us. So we do all of their touch areas, all of their common areas, the booths and so on, 3 times per day and as required.
And to those who say COVID-19 is being spread during flights, Mr. Minal says there's no real evidence to suggest this.
IATA as a body has conducted studies in conjunction with the WHO to prove that the spread of COVID-19 within the body of a plane is not significant. So even on the planes, for example, you would see that they don't go to 100% capacity. Caribbean Airlines, as an example, on their domestic route, carries 75% of their load.
The deputy manager shows that there will be more robust procedures moving forward. He says passengers can move freely within the airport without fear.
So again, flying is safe. it's safer than walking.
Sunil Lalla, TTT News.